Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator once again. We are going to be flying the PMDG 737-800 from Tampa down to Fort Lauderdale today, and we're checking out Vertical Sim's awesome Tampa scenery that was released not too long ago. Also going to be using a little bit of GSX here. That gives us the ground services. We're pretty much loaded up. We've got everything ready to go. All we need to do is push back and get on out of here.
From the flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. Welcome on board our flight. We'll be departing soon and we're aiming for a smooth flight. Thanks for flying and we'll keep you informed of any changes as they happen.
All right, folks, welcome aboard the 737-800 right now. A big thanks to Thrustmaster for sponsoring this video. We have the Boeing TCA yoke and the throttle quadrant you're using today. Also, the TPR rudder pedals as well, and we'll be using that throughout the video. Okay, awesome. We've got everything ready to go pretty much, just waiting for them to finish the boarding. Once they tell us that they're ready to go, we're going to go ahead and release the jetway, and then we'll have the pushback come up here and push us out. So that's all we have left to do, and remove the chocks as well. We are currently on APU gen right now. We got the APU. Looks like they're pretty much almost done there, and we're pretty much set up for our departure today. We're going to be 21,000 feet, so we're going to put that right here in the pressurization panel, and landing altitude is going to be pretty much sea level down there in Fort Lauderdale, so that's good to go. We have the APU bleed on, and everything upstairs is fine. I've done everything as far as pre-flight checks and all that goes, so we don't have to mess around with that. And all we're waiting on is everybody to get in, get their seatbelts on, get their carry-on stowed, and we're out of here. So a quick briefing here before we get going. They said they're ready to go. We just need to turn the beacon on and get out. We're here on airside C, so we're going to push out, and we're going to take Golf down to Golf 5, Charlie down to runway 1 right. If we experience any problems before V1, we will abort the takeoff. Anything afterwards, we're going to take it to the air and deal with the problem from there. We're going to be doing the Gandy 8 departure. So it's an RNAV departure that requires vectors. I just have it set up to go direct to Gandy, so we can take our time doing that. So after about 1,400 feet, we will engage VNAV and LNAV path. Still going to hand fly the airplane. And then we're going to circle around and go direct to Gandy and then continue on the Gandy 8 departure. All right, so using the GSX main menu, I'm going to let them know that we're going to be ready for pushback and departure. So all I have to do is just operate the jetway itself, and then we can go ahead and get the pushback over here and get them ready to go, because I'm ready to do this thing. All right, prepare for pushback and departure. There we go. Let them know. There we go. Turn that guy on. Looks like Southwest is pushing out just to the right of us there. We're using FSLTL for the traffic today. Wait on your actions to dismiss the PMDG GPU. Okay, yep, we can do that. And they can remove those as well since we're on that. So to do that, we're just going to go to menu here, go to FS Actions, Ground Services, and we're just going to remove the chocks. So that's all it takes. And we can set the parking brake. There we go. Awesome. That's set. And now we can go back to the menu, FMC on this side, and we can put this on the legs page. And we're going to be flaps 5 out of here. Trim units 4.78 already set. Excellent. V1's 141, VR 143, V2 is 152. I've got that right there, ready to go. And they're going to be American Airlines today at this place. Is what pushback they're going to be using. So he's going to be installing the pin, and we're going to be ready to get out of here. All right, so they have connected the tow bar to the airplane, and I wonder if they're going to bring those little wheels up. I would imagine so. Yeah, look at that. That is actually modeled. That is really cool. There he goes. Awesome. All right, pushback for direction. We want to have our nose to the left and tail to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
All right, we're going to release those parking brakes.
Push.
There we go.
All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, we can start at will. So let's go ahead and get the airplane ready for that. So all of these come on here like that. And then we can go off on our packs like that. And we are ready to turn engine number 2. Let's go ahead and start number 2. Start valves open. We've got into rotation. We'll wait for 25% on N2, and we'll introduce the fuel.
In the event of a water evacuation, please use the life vest underneath your seat. Remove the vest only if told to do so. Pull the red strap to open the pouch. to open the container or move the pouch?
All right, gonna set our parking brake here like that. And now we can start engine number 1. So we're turning 1. We got the start valve open. And we have into rotation. Waiting for 25%. We'll add that fuel.
If you are traveling with children or anyone else that needs your assistance, please make sure you place your mask on first before assisting with theirs.
Okay, that's 2 good engine starts there, so let's go ahead and do our flows. Oh, I should have done that first, but there we go. We can make sure these guys are set to there, get our bleeds on where they need to go, and we're gonna let them know that we had 2 good engine starts. We're gonna go boom, boom, and then RTO on that guy. Say confirm, good engine start, just like that, and they're ready to get on out of here. All right, he's showing us the bypass pin right there. Everything is good there. Upstairs, we're good here. Get the taxi lights on. We need to set our flaps to 5. And we're gonna do a systems test here. Oop, not that much. Holy moly, dude. And we'll do left, back, right, forward, middle, left, right. Flight controls are free and correct. And verify our takeoff speeds V1, V141. VR is 143 and V2 152. Upstairs, gens are on and APU can go to the off position. All right, parking brake is released. We have our taxi lights on here. Awesome. And we're gonna go taxi down to runway 1 right. Let's do it. All right, almost down here to runway 1 right. Cabin crew seats for departure, please. Giving them their whole spiel there. So lane lights come on, wing light comes on, and this strobe and steady. If I can get to that guy, good lord. Yeah, I'll turn the logo light on too, why not? So there we go, that's good to go. And we have RTO set there. We're going to arm the auto throttle now. And we'll get VNAV and LNAV when we're ready for it, but not yet. And we are ready for departure down here. Clear for takeoff, runway 1 right, southwest, 1226. All right, we're clear for takeoff on the runway. Go ahead and hit our little clock here. And we're gonna go ahead and do a southwest style takeoff. Just bring them up to 40%. And then we will engage toga from there. So we're nice and lined up here on runway 1 right. Forward pressure on the nose wheel. Bring them on up. It's about 40% there. Stable and engage toga. Airspeed's alive.
8 knots.
Cross check.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive
Positive brake. Gear up. Never fails, man. That's good old Microsoft Flight Simulator for you there. All right, let's get up on our little thing here. Go VNAV and LNAV. And we can follow the flight directors now. Bring the nose down a little bit here. Start our left turn. There we go. Nice, beautiful sunset here in Tampa, Florida today. turn right here. That sound you hear, that is the actual trim wheel. Yeah, that's awesome looking there. Air flaps in. And flaps up. 1 and up are pretty close together there. There we go. That goes to that spot. You can go down to the off position. Bring that nose up. Put more in the turn. Shallow our turnout here. There we go. And we'll let that line come back to us here like that. There we are. And a slight turn to the left here. Looking good on the way out of Tampa. There we go. Get this thing trimmed out where we need it. Put more nose up. So the taxi lights can come off, and we're still just following our magenta line on out of Tampa right now. It's the 9,000 feet here, holding about 247 knots, almost 250 here. Still hand flying the airplane. On our way to Gandy, about 4.5 nautical miles to Gandy here, a little left turn. And there's a common misconception that at 10,000 feet you put your landing lights off, but that is not the case. Landing lights go off at 15,000 feet. But we will ding them at 10,000 here, and they'll start their drink service. So there's 10,000 right there. And all I have to do is go ding, ding. And then we can go, you guys can go off. Yep, a left turn here. And we pitch the airplane down so it can gain its speed. There we go, breaking through the clouds here. Looking nice. And here's our left turn out towards Pears. There we go. Just nice and easy movements here on the yoke. One thing I love about this TCA yoke, man, is the throw it has forward and back. Such a unique feeling. And we are looking good here. Roll off on the heading of Pears here. And the airplane is starting to increase its speed now. Put forward on that guy there. Don't need that. Put more trim down happening there. There we go. 12,000 feet right there. We're above the clouds. And we're in a nice tailwind over to Fort Lauderdale as well, which is going to be nice. Still holding at about 290 knots now, and it's increasing a little bit more. 6 minutes into our flight. Expected arrival in 23 minutes. However, to get all of my cinematic shots and all that stuff, and I tried to get the boarding to go as quick as possible, we're going to be late, according to PACX, which is fine. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. But yeah, good to be back in Flight Simulator. Really have missed it. I'm so happy to have my room done, my flight sim room. And this cockpit that you see everything hooked up to here is by Next Level Racing. It's their Boeing flight cockpit. And I will be doing a video on that very soon. As soon as I have everything done here in the room as far as, you know, aesthetics and all that stuff go. As soon as that's done, then I will do a tour on all of that for you so you can see what I use. Almost to 15,000 feet here. And we're just barely flying the airplane with our fingertips here. You don't need a lot of pressure. There's 15,000 feet. Landing lights go to the off position. Wing light goes off as well. And we can go ahead and go Command A. And the airplane's autopilot will take over. And we are on our way. Top of climb is right there just before Murdo. 18,000 feet right there. We got a standard pressure, and that is cross-checked. We have reached our cruising altitude of 21,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and turn our seatbelt sign to the off position, and they can move about all they would like. And we're looking good right now. We are now 11.5 nautical miles to Sabby, and then if you pop it out a little bit here, you can see the flight plan right there. Top of descent's going to be right there. So not a very long cruise at all. We just kind of go down towards Fort Myers Airport and swing around and then cross the Everglades pretty much. And target speed is 0.625 in that. We can always adjust that if we wanted to, but since it's a short flight, I'm not going to worry about it. And it's based off of what the cost index has given us anyway. However, looking at our initial reference page here, we're going to be flaps 30. So 151 for the speed there. And ILS is going to be 110.7. So 110.7 we can put into our nav. So 110 and then 7 right there. We'll do it on both sides. And 7 on you. Boom, there we go. And it's going to be a course of 276. So I can dial in 276 on both of these guys. So 76 right there. And 276. Then we will cruise a little bit here, and then we will be in a position where I can brief you on the arrival. So 276 cross-checked. We're over exact intersection right now. We're almost to our top of descent here, but we're going to go ahead and have a look at the Tiki 3 RNAV arrival. And here we are right now, just over exact. We go down to Dana there, and then Peacock, Tiki, Banty, which is going to be at 250 knots. We're going to definitely have to have some drag for that. And then we continue on to Goyle and all here, and then kind of go out towards Famba, over the ocean, and then turn around, and we'll be landing on 28 right there. So we look at the approach for ILS runway 28 right. We can see that we're going to be at Fuzzy there, right around 4,000 feet, and then we go down to Snape, which is going to be at 2,000 feet. That's going to be the final approach fix right there. So we know that's the case. Decision height's going to be 257, so we can actually dial that in right here, actually 257. If we can, over here, 257. Yep. At 257, it'll be on both sides. Almost had it right there. There we go. Sweet. And that's 257 on both sides. Cross-checked. Awesome. So that's what we got for that. And then if we look at the taxi instructions here, we are going to be landing on runway 28 right. We'll expect to exit pretty much at either Quebec or Bravo 6. Probably Bravo 6, actually. Take our time there. And then we're going to taxi back on Charlie over here to Terminal 1 where Southwest parks. So that's what we've got going on for the briefing for the arrival. All right, we got 12,000 in the MCP, and then if we look over here, we've got the altitude intervene button. We're going to hit that, and down we go. As we were pretty close to the top of descent anyway, so being early isn't going to hurt, and it'll keep things going. We're going to be in auto brakes 1 landing. We got plenty of runway today, and drag will be required for this descent, but of course, and we can just bring it back to the flight detent just like that, and that will assist on our way into Fort Lauderdale. Let's get that seatbelt sign back on just so everybody knows we aren't messing around. There's 18,000 feet right there, so we're off standard pressure, and we're going to be local altimeter of 2989er, and that is cross-checked. All right, 15,000 feet right there, so the landing lights will come on, so will the wing lights as well. And we are going to go ahead and get these guys into continuous. We're ready for the arrival. Since I'm by myself, I'm going to make sure I do all this stuff previously before we get going on the approach. All right, we're over Banty now, and this is where we're going to have a little bit more of a steeper descent than we did a minute ago, so keep an eye on that. There it goes, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing into the flight detent. We already know that we're going to need drag on the way in, so that's what we are going to do. Get that out there for now, and the airplane is 1,800 above the RMP where I want it, so we're actually going to go into vertical speed mode, and we're going to descend a little more heavier than this. So get about, well, if we can get this thing to maintain the camera in the right spot, it's about 2,500 feet per minute right now, and we're going to slow it about right there. They want 240 on the speed. We can actually do 240. It's really not too bad. We got about 240 right there. That's good. So 2,500 feet per minute. We're going to get down on that RNP, so we get that right where we want it to. Once we do, we can just go back into VNAV mode, but I knew that it was going to be a little on the steep side coming in here, so hopefully people don't have any sinus issues, and their ears would be hurting. All right, speed brakes are put away here with 7,000 feet right at Goyle here, 243 knots, looking good. We got a lot of traffic right around here. Look at this, got airplanes in front of us, got an airplane just to the right. I think that's an Airbus over there. I saw the double flashing strobe on the wingtip right there, that guy. You can't really see it very well there, but now we can see the greater Miami area coming into view. And we can see what we got going on here for the arrival as well, just making it to the left side. And then we go out there and we vector ourselves on in. So after Goyle, we'll go down to 6,000 feet of Beckbeck. So that's what we've got next. Go vertical speed mode. We're gonna go down a little bit more here. We're gonna slow to 210 knots. Put some flaps in as well, since we got the airport just to our right hand side there, down about 1,000 feet per minute here, down towards where we're going there. And we need to get down to 4,000 feet here, so that's what we're going to do there. Awesome. And we're 240 right there. We can go flaps 1. Speed checks for flaps 1. It's going to add a little bit of drag out there for us. Yep, airport's just off to our right-hand side, so we just kind of fly out, like I said, over the ocean a little bit, turn around, and we'll be lined up on 28 right, just like that. Currently 35 minutes into our flight. That tailwind really helped us out. We're almost 6 minutes behind right now, but that was because we're getting all the cinematic shots and all that. That was to be expected. We knew that was going to be the case. So not a big deal there. So from Famba, we're going to go heading about, heading right there. So about 094 after Bepic here is what we're going to do. Still continuing our way down to 210 knots. And we're looking wonderful here. Should have a good view of the airport on our right. I'll go heading select here, and I'm going to go ahead and take the airplane, my airplane. Kill the horn there. There we go. Looking good about right there. 4,000 feet coming upon it. Awesome. 210 knots. Going to slow down to about 190 now. And then we can make our right-hand turn here towards Snape once we get a little closer to that. So let's bleed some speed off there. There we go. And we're just hand flying the airplane ourselves here. So there we go. It ballooned a little bit. That's fine. Go ahead and get it where we need it. Nose up a little bit more. We're just about to snape here at 4,000 feet. It's gonna be off to our right-hand side, so keep flying towards this cruise ship out here, off our nose. And we're slowing down to 190, looking good. Get back up to about 4,000 feet and start our turn. There we go. We'll get that heading where we want it to, since we're flying with the flight director. Just have to do it all at once here. It'd be nice to have some help in a shared cockpit environment. Would be nice, but you can't always get what you want. There we go, about right there, looking good. A little bit more back pressure. We go flaps 5. Speed checks for flaps 5. Roll off on this heading right here. There we go. Start another turn to the right here. Square it up. So another turn to the right. Pull down on our nose here. Got flaps 5 set right there. Nose down. We go roll off right here. And then now we can get a good intercept to Snape. So let's go ahead and turn that heading to about right there. 235, and we'll engage auto the approach. So here's our right-hand turn towards Snape. Got the ILS diamonds coming in now to play. We're going to be 151 knots today. Let's bring that nose down. There we go. And roll off about right there. Ever so slightly. There's our runway right there. So we're gonna go gear down. Flaps 15. I don't know what's going on with the lights. They're freaking out. Strange enough. All right. Okay, wind's gonna be up to the left, it looks like there, so we got a lot of traffic in the area here. We're just gonna kind of follow this one in right now. Slow this sucker down about 151.
2,500.
There's the 2,500 call there. So our flaps 15 gears out right now. More to the left here. Flaps, oh, there you go. Looking good here, more to the left. Love hand flying the airplane. Flaps 25. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and get this guy armed. Speed brakes armed. There we go. That nose down a little bit more here. Hand flying and also, you know, doing all the systems of the airplane's kind of a pain as well. But I'm spoiled from all the dual crew I was doing. Let's bring our power back here on those. And we're going to take the throttles ourselves. So my throttles and my airplane. There we go, looking good. The plane's going off to the right there, so he's not going to be a factor for us. Nice and stable on the approach. And flaps 30. Put that final bit of drag out. Auto brakes 1, gears down 3, green, flaps 30, green light on that guy. We got a displaced threshold on that. That's why we're going to follow the diamonds in as much as we can here. A little bit of wind shift there. But the wind's right down the runway. It's not bad. And they got a plane on the runway, it looks like. Of course they do. That's okay. We're still going to land. Even with the AI doing stupid stuff to us today. They really don't want us to have a nice landing or a takeoff, do they, today? No, they don't. Kind of get what you get when it comes to the AI traffic. So it's okay.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Burst is out. I like to have FS LTL for the aesthetics look, you know, but man, they are really stupid sometimes. We're on manual braking now. And clear those reversers. And we'll exit right here, actually. Off on that guy. No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fort Lauderdale. The local time is 7:51 p.m.
All right, 7:51 p.m.
Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete
What I might end up doing is just turning the injectors off on takeoff and landing, because you can see the traffic here is crazy acting. Absolutely crazy acting, but that was a fun flight. And then we got to land at night. Night lighting's always so good on this. Guys, go to the off position, and we can go ahead and get that APU fired up as well. Clean up the airplane, bring everything up forward. And we go like this. That'll bring those forward. Here we go. APU is firing up. Awesome. So we need to get the A gates going here. We have 7 suitable parkings for us right here. And we can go to gate A1, it looks like. Or we go to A6. Let's go to A6. And then we will be no follow me requested on that guy. And we'll be Southwest Airlines. Awesome. So now we will have handlers there. And a marshaller has been dispatched to gate A7. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale is this area right here is an absolute mess when it comes to the FSLTL traffic. Look at this in front of us. You've just got them like Blue Angel style flying in formation, and yeah. Like I said, I think what I'll end up doing is just turn off the injector when we take off and when we land, and then we'll just turn it back on so we have that ambience of the airport without all of the nonsense here, because it's just crazy. That's okay though, but the timing was perfect, you know. a truck decided he wanted to drive across the runway when we were taking off in Tampa, and then I figured we were going to deal with traffic on the way in here, but I was hoping they were going to be using 28 left for departures and not all this. But all right, we got our Marshler in sight right there on their right, so we can go ahead and we'll kill our taxi light here, and we'll taxi on into the gate. All right, there we go. They want us to kill the engines here, so let's go ahead and set our parking brake right now. There we go. And we are going to go over to the APU gen. There we go, and APU bleed is on. These guys can come off there like that, and we can kill the engines 1 and 2. There we go, and then we can turn our dome light on as well. And there you have it, folks. Welcome to Fort Lauderdale. What a fun flight that was from Tampa down to Fort Lauderdale. I'll see what I can do as far as the replay system goes, and that'll do it for this episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Take care.